Proceed.
Please state your name, spelling your last name for the record.
My name is Andy Park. Park is spelled P-A-R-K.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm married to my husband Lee for 22 years now. We met after I finished the Navy. In college we met and got married shortly after. And I was working at Fairview Hospital with him, and that's when we had my daughter Sydney. And now I'm a college administrator.
Tell the members of the jury about Sydney.
Sydney was my pride and joy. She was my only child, my sunshine. She was my whole world. Her and I always were very, very close. And she was a lot like me, very quiet, kind of a homebody. You know, she liked books and reading. But she's gone now.
What happened to Sydney?
On August 18th, 2010, she was shot.
Bringing you back to August 18th, 2010. Did you leave Sydney alone that day?
No, she was with Jesse Durant, our neighbor, and I asked our neighbor across the street, Keith, to check up on them because our babysitter called in sick last minute.
You mentioned Jesse Durant. Who is it?
Jesse was our next door neighbor and a friend of Sydney's. We would watch Jesse occasionally when Jesse's mom, Hayden, had to go to work.
What is your relationship with Hayden Durant?
I met Hayden back in 2004. We were working at the hospital together, and then we became neighbors. And since our kids were the same age, they would play a lot together. And just noticing them playing together, I noticed they were pretty different.
What was different between Jesse and Sydney?
Well, Jesse would break my house rules in bringing over video games that I didn't allow to be played in my home.
Who would buy these games for Jesse?
Jesse told me that Hayden bought them for her.
What would you do when Jesse would bring these games over?
Well, I would take them away because I didn't allow them and store them until Hayden came to pick up Jesse, and then I would give them back.
How would Jesse react when you took his games away?
She would usually be very upset, and one instance she actually threw a temper tantrum, just flailing everywhere and yelling and screaming. She just threw a fit.
Did you tell Hayden about this?
Yes, I told Hayden.
How did Hayden respond?
Hayden brushed it off and made excuses.
Would you ever buy these types of games for your daughter?
No, never. And anything remotely like that, I would play with her myself or have a babysitter watch her to make sure she wasn't alone.
Okay. Now bringing you back to the events of August 18, 2010. What happened after you left for work that day?
Well, just as I was getting ready to go to work, I said goodbye to my daughter. I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and I said that I loved her and I would see her later that day, but I didn't know that'd be the last time I'd ever see her in my life.
I know this is hard for you, so if you need a moment, feel free. What phone call did you get when you arrived at work?
Well, when I arrived at work, I got a phone call from the police, and they said there had been an incident in my house and I needed to hurry home. So I sped home the whole way.
When you got home, what did you see?
They ran out of the car just screaming.
further questions.
Give the witness a minute before they go for cross-examination. Mrs. Barber, you ready? Cross-examination.
Gina Diamore for the defense, may I proceed? Good afternoon, Ms. Park. I'm Gina Diamore. I know that this is incredibly difficult for you, but I'm going to have to ask you a few questions. If you need a minute at any point, just let me know. You kept a gun in your home, correct?
Yeah, for protection from some burglaries that we had.
Then you kept that gun in a safe.
Of course, the Galucci safe.
Now, that safe was in your bedroom, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And this bedroom was accessible to Sydney, was it not?
Well, I guess she needed me, yeah.
Now, you also had a combination to that safe, correct?
Yes.
And that combination was 3 numbers, isn't that right?
Yeah, 3 sets of numbers.
These numbers were yours, Lee's, and Sydney's birthdays, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Sydney knew all of your birthdays, didn't she?
Yeah, we always celebrated every year.
Now, Sydney actually indicated to you that she knew where the gun was located, didn't she?
Not exactly.
Well, she asked you about it, correct?
Yeah, one time she asked me about the gun.
And you refused to answer her, right?
Well, of course, I don't want my daughter having access to a gun.
But then she turned to Jesse Duran and said, whatever, I'm sure it's in their bedroom, didn't she?
Yeah, and that worried me, so I made sure the gun was unloaded and the safe was locked.
Sydney also told you that she knew where you kept all of the important papers, correct?
Yeah, she knew at her office.
And that this was the same place you kept the combination?
Yes, and a big filing cabinet.
And you actually found Sydney going through that drawer at one point, correct?
Just one time, she was looking for a video game.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit about Jesse and Sydney's relationship.
Okay.
Jesse and Hayden were your neighbors, right?
They were, yes.
You would actually say that that was one of the best parts about living in Fairview, wouldn't you?
I thought so. So,
And as you stated on direct, Sydney was quiet, wasn't she?
yeah, pretty shy, very sweet.
So she didn't have many close friends, did she?
No.
Jessie Duran was her closest friend, wasn't she?
Yeah. I was worried that Sydney wouldn't have a lot of friends. Jessie was a lot.
And Jessie was often over your house, correct?
Yes.
And Jessie never indicated to you that she knew where the combination for the safe was, did she?
She never asked me. I don't know if she knew.
And she never indicated to you that she knew where the gun was either.
Not to me personally, no.
Thank you, no further questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, witness, you may step down. Do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.